short.
Okay. So
let's see.
we got hello from Galaxy 9S. Hi everyone from Bali. It's late. It's 1:3 early morning here. So
Okay.
yeah,
So,
that is Ashwin.
Ashwin. Yeah, Ashwin is still there. Yeah, having a good time, and we all are working. Ashwin is having a good time. Huh? Very bad. Mhm. Cool.
All right, let's get everyone online.
Yeah. Okay. मुझे नहीं मालूम मेरे को तो नहीं दिख रहे हैं
Can you get Dr. Nitin?
Yeah, I'll just connect with him.
Hello, Ray J.
Usually,
Joel. Who is Rajan Joel?
just give me 1 second.
Hello, Sylvie. Sylvie. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the training, Empower training tonight. My name is Sang and I am your host today. And welcome everyone to the class. All right. You can type in the chat box and let me know where you're tuning in. You can say hello in the chat box. We have Daniel. Hello, Vanita. Good evening, Vanita. And Sophie. Welcome, Chintana, and welcome. So, before our class start, I would like you to know that turn off your microphone because it won't disturb our guest speaker and our audience.
Your voice is not clear.
Really?
Yeah, now it's better.
Better?
Yeah, now it's okay.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I put the
Yeah.
because I put the headset and the microphone on, so I have to take it off.
Okay, now it's okay. Now it's okay.
Right, so
Bluetooth mode.
before the class start, I would like you to turn off your microphone, and then today our guest speaker is Puneet Bhatti, right? And
Yes, yes, it is right.
and you did not give me your introduction and your biology, so I don't have any of your background. So let's hear it from you. All right. So I hope everyone ready because of it's really late. So I would like you to start with the training session because of tonight our topic is about 7 steps to become a network marketing professional. Okay, because of we have the book Go Pro that is really good one for everyone who join the network marketing company. All right. So, Puni, please share what your vision and what you have read. All right. Give it to you.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Puneet. As Sang said, I've not given any introduction to him. We have a small company which deals in hardware design and manufacturing, and we are also into construction line. So these are the two main things that we do. And now Sang is keeping me very, very busy in multi-level marketing business. And so that's the third line that I'm trying to do. So the idea of this discussion is basically how to get started in the MLM business. So as we have it in the Indian scenario here, most of the people are not very comfortable and receptive or open towards multi-level marketing. Now the reasons are many. But before I start, is English okay language, or should I do a Hindi and English both? So are we all okay with English, or should I mix Hindi and
We
English
should
both in
because
this?
international call tonight because of we have B Trick as well and we have people from Thailand as well. So please stay
Mhm.
with English.
English? Okay, we'll stay with English then. Okay,
Thank you.
all right. No, no, absolutely, anytime. All right. So the main thing that happens in any country about multi-level marketing is that we don't consider it as a uh, line of marketing. We always consider it as quick money. Now, in any if like any one of us wanted to pick up a job in marketing and sales, we would consider that business or that job opportunity to be a very serious one, and we would invest a lot of time and energy to learn what it takes to understand and execute that job. But when we do MLM, we think that we have invested money and we should get immediate returns. So that is where the first drawback happens in MLM business, because uh, it's another kind of hello, it's another kind of marketing. So in a conventional marketing, like how a Pepsi would do, they would invest a lot of money in marketing in terms of the advertisement, in terms of the billboards, the magazine ads. They would engage actor and actress into their commercials. So this is a commercial. This is a regular way of doing marketing where you spend a lot of money on these way of market. Going on in advertising, and then you have a team which does marketing and sales for you. If you compare it with MLM, what MLM does is that it takes away all these things and shares the marketing and sales budget of a company among people like you and me. So what they are investing on is building a team of distributors and people like us, so that instead of relying on 500 employees, they have 5 lakh 500,000 people who are doing marketing for them. So that is the basic difference between a regular way of doing marketing and in the MLM. But it does not mean that if you're in MLM, it's an easy business, because neither is the direct marketing easy, neither is MLM easy. But the good part is both are learnable. You can learn the tricks of the trade. You can learn how to do business there. Uh, I have been doing marketing for various lines, from being from garment to the technology, and I've realized to sell a garment, whether a lady's or a men's, or to sell a technology which is a low end or a high end, it's the same thing, because what is required in the complete thing is logic. So when I entered this line with Sun, and I applied the same thing into trying to figure this out, that how can we logically approach it. So a very simple thing that we do normally is that if you try and get into any new business or any new thing, you learn the tricks of the trade. You learn how to do multi-level marketing. So that is the first and the foremost thing that we must do. And once we have done that, the rest is all hard work and yes, as we say, God's grace or luck. But more than luck, it's your systematic approach towards the business that makes you successful or not successful. All people who have become diamond are not lucky people. They are all very, very, very hardworking people. If we have, like for example, if you take an example of Irene, Irene is an extremely hardworking people. If we take example of Dr. Aaron and Sarah, they probably work 10 times more than what I am working on right now, and which is why they have a lot of success. Now, to add to one more point, the beauty of today and this today's world is that it gives us an opportunity to work smart. Whereas maybe about 10 years back, we were all required to really pick ourselves, pick up the bags of samples, pick up the bag of catalogs, and go from meetings after meetings. We were localized in the terms of the amount that we could spend on travel. For example, if a person could not travel, could not afford a air ticket, he or she could not travel beyond a point. So he or she could not market so much. Right now, we are in a position that we are in a digital world and we are able to market it together. So, starting with these fundamentals, there are 7 steps of actually trying to start this MLM business. But again, to reiterate, this is neither a lottery, this is neither a quick try, it is a systematic learning and moving forward to create a platform where you work for your team today, tomorrow, and as long as you are there in the business. If you stop working, you might still get money, but the returns that you are expecting will obviously not be as per your expectations. So the first and the foremost is systematic approach with a consistent work, working smart, and then moving ahead with this. So let's take this with this brief to take this discussion forward. The first thing in any business, whether it is a regular marketing or multi-level marketing, is to find the audience. Audience would mean whom to sell the product. So in general, the word that we use in the multi-level marketing is prospects. But who are prospects? Prospects are audience to which we have to sell or pitch the product. So the as much as it sounds very difficult, like the most of the people I come to know, they say that I don't know people. But if I put that particular person in a job with Pepsi and I say you go and do the marketing, he or she will find the ways and means to find it. So why are we not doing it here? So the question is that we have to find the will, to gather the will to do it. That is the first thing. So let us say the first step which is there, which is finding prospects. Now, how do we find prospects? For example, Beatrice would have a mobile phone, Sung would have a mobile phone, I have a mobile phone. We have loads of contacts there. Somebody who's close to us, someone who is our relative, someone who is our friend, someone who is our acquaintance, someone who is our business partners, someone who is our business vendors like suppliers and everything. All these people are our prospects. Now, is it very difficult to take the numbers out of the phone and put it on the prospect list? No, it is not. But we need to put that effort because every and everybody that you meet is and wanting a life what you and me also want. So whether it's a very rich man or a very poor man is wanting the same things, which is a good life in terms of decent financial wealth, good health, and time to spend with their family or your own self, whichever way it is. So finding prospects in this case is to first list down all your contacts, whichever you have. It could be anywhere ranging from let's go to the lowest figure of 5 to 500 or maybe 5,000. Once you have done that, you know that there are these set of people whom you can go and speak to. So that is the first step of saying, which we say, finding prospects. Now, what is the next way of finding prospects? Now, finding prospects in the world of digital is become and has become rather slightly easy. I would not say very easy, but slightly easy, because you could use platforms like Facebook, you could use platforms like Google or LinkedIn or Twitter or Instagram and get connected with more than one person with just one single photograph in Instagram or one single post in Facebook. Now, is it a stroke of luck that you post a very nice picture and lots of people speak to you? Yes, if you're a very pretty girl, yes, you might have a lot of audience. But is this a business only for girls? No, absolutely not. It's for like a common man like me who wants to grow big in life. So what do? We do a systematic approach. Let's say we want to put an ad in Facebook. So Facebook has a way of doing marketing. So try and learn that. This is business which can fetch you a lot of audience if you systematically learn how to do digital marketing. Now, largely, a lot of people have a scare about how to do digital marketing, including me. I still feel a little jittery about doing ad campaigns in Facebook. But as I'm moving along, I'm getting better. So apart from the contact list of your phone and your email, you have a digital world that you can connect with. Now, once you have connected, once you have a list of people, you should have the inhibition, you should remove the inhibition to go and say hello to a person. My dad says a very nice thing to me. He says that if you say hello to a man in the street, there are only two reactions that you will get: either a warm smile or a cold look. So let us say we have a 50-50 chance. We still have 50% people whom we meet saying hello to us in a nice manner. And who does not want a person saying hello, or saying, to connect too nicely, whether you are traveling in a metro, in a bus, in a shared cab, sitting in a restaurant, sitting in the garden, or maybe having a morning walk, or going to the gym. These are all the places where you must connect. And if you do not remove that inhibition, then it becomes a little bit of a problem, because uh, you're in the world of marketing, and along with marketing, you're in the world of sales. So it's marketing and sales both. So you need to remove that inhibition and be very clear that you might get a positive reaction or you may not get a positive reaction. So as you move along, a very simple philosophy says network for a reason. So network for a reason, as I just said a while before, could be going to the gym, walking, sitting in the park, sitting in the restaurant, having ice cream, traveling in a tram, either ways. So making a list of people whom you can connect should be the primary focus. Now, once you learn to do that, you will realize that there is no end to the list of people whom you can connect to. If you don't take this step forward, you will always feel, oh, I only know 20 people. Oh, I only know 50 people. Once you do that, you will find that the world is at your disposal. So that is first point of finding prospects. Now, the good part about this company is that if I'm in India, I could register in India and I can do business all over the world. So the company has given you a marketing tool like a website and a J mobile. The company has given you a platform where you can register at one place and do the business outside. So all that is required in step one is take a step forward, remove your inhibitions, and just a simple hello to the person. Like I see a lot of people working on Facebook on the mobile and the messengers and the WhatsApp. Very good. If you can do that, that's the best way to do. But a person like me, I'm very good at all these things when I'm on the laptop. On the phone, I really can't type. So that's all right. I may not be as fast in typing as my wife, but then I can type faster on my laptop. So find the way to solve the problem rather than finding a problem. So this way you can uh, uh, ensure that your leads or your prospects do not finish ever in your life. An example I can give you to conclude this is that if you make it a reason to speak to two people a day, so two people into 365 days is a huge number that you collect here. And even if you're able to break into 20% of these people, you reach to the very high ranks in gens, very high ranks in gens. So is it very difficult? In my opinion, no. In certain days, you might not meet even one person. In certain days, you might meet five. So take an average of two people per day, and that's the name of the game. So, Sang, do you want me to take some questions on this, or should I move to the step two?
uh, move move to the step two, or and then
Maybe we can take some questions.
yeah, after you
Sorry?
complete the seventh step, and then they can have the question.
Okay, great. So the
Oh,
second,
could be. Okay,
sorry,
sorry, I mute your microphone. Sorry. Okay,
no, that's okay.
go on.
That's okay. So the second thing is to once you have made the list, the second thing is to invite the person to understand your product and understand the opportunity that you are offering them. So first and foremost, um, wear an attitude because you are trying to introduce something good to a person. So don't go with a feeling of that you're going to be receiving something from anyone. Go with an attitude, a positive attitude that you're going to be giving and presenting an opportunity which is going to be changing the other person's life. So when you go with this attitude, you will see that your body language, the way you speak, the way you sit, the way you conduct a meeting will change 300%. So inviting a prospect uh, is a very systematic approach, but it does not. Uh, it's I would say it is a science in a very simple way. Way how to deal with a person would be to, let's say, I'll give you an example in this case. Let's say you want to invite your prospects to connect with you. So the first thing could be that break down your prospect list into the people whom you personally know and you personally know a little, a person whom you don't know anything about. So the easiest person to explain anything would be a person whom you don't know, because what he is not judging you on any past history. Whereas a person who knows you always has some history about you, and that is what causes some bit of inhibitions here. So let us take an example here. Let us say that I know Sung very well. If I go and present something to Sung, Sung will say, "Oh, you have come up with one more new scheme or a new idea." Whereas if Sung would not know me, and if I say that no, I need to share something with you, Sung as a gentleman or a lady would give me a ear to say, uh, what is the idea that you want to share with me. So the person will give you ear. Ear would mean that a person will give you an audience to say that, give me just 1 second, give me guys, just give me 1 second, I'm just trying to open my notes, I'm not able to give you the firm things. Give me just one quick second, guys.
Do you have any slide or you have a PPT?
No, I have a slide. I just kind of just shut it by mistake. Just give me 1 second.
Because you can
Give me
share.
1 second.
Because right
Just
now
give me 1 second.
I'm sharing your mini book on the screen.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I know. I'm not, since I'm talking, I'm not looking at the screen at all.
Okay.
Just give me 1 second.
Uncle, do you have any question? Uncle,
Hi, Shan.
hi.
Okay. No. Okay, I'm back again.
Okay.
Hi, Ankur. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Good. Long time, Ankur. You must be in
Um,
touch, man.
yeah, I'm sorry for this. I'm sorry.
No,
Actually,
no, no. You don't wear it. You don't need to be sorry about it. But yeah, this at least we are in touch right now. Okay. Now, when we talk about inviting a prospect, what we usually do in a way that we make a mistake is that we become like hawks. Like hawks would mean like an eagle. We would know that I need to meet Sung, and we go with a single point agenda of kind of closing him. That we need to close this lead. As I just mentioned 2 minutes back, that we need to go with a giving attitude, which would mean that we need to go with the attitude of giving them you are trying to give something, so you're guiding the person. In this business, what succeeds, and the only thing that succeeds most, is that you need to understand the other person's problem first. Because what you will realize that when you understand the other person's problem, the opportunity that you're holding in your hand has a solution for every problem that the person has. That is why the package has been made in this manner, the products chosen and portfolio of products that we have has been made in a manner, and the compensation plan that has been made in a manner that takes care of your health, your time, and your money. These are the three problems. So once you listen to somebody's problem, you will be able to give them a better solution. So, like a very simple example that has been given in this book is that be a farmer, don't be a hunter. So, a farmer usually would, take time to, get the seeds put in the ground, water it, cut the crop, put it in the bag, and then sell it. Whereas a hunter would just shoot a bullet. So that is the difference between creating 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 a positive impact on the prospect's mind. The other basic things of connecting to a prospect is, one thing that you say is that when you're there, as I just keep telling everyone, don't try to pretend to be a different person, because a person sitting in front gauges immediately the how genuine or pseudo you are. So if you try to become something that you are not, the person catches right there. For example, I in my own language, I tend to use more of English. But when I'm trying to figure out ki the person sitting in front of me understands less English, so automatically I try to shift towards more of Hindi and less of English. But when I try to talk all English or all Hindi, I struggle. So the impact that I want to create becomes zero. So the idea is that you can't change overnight. So be you first. The minute you be you, you will be infecting the person with your enthusiasm, which is what the person is looking at. He is looking at you for an assurance that he is investing money in the right thing. So go with the confidence, go with the giving attitude, and be yourself. So this is the primary thing of connecting with anything. For example, we have a very, we have certain people in a company, in a group who really excel as this, and there are certain people in our group who don't do that. So they see a different reaction from the same person. So all that we need to do is learn these things to adopt ourselves in a manner that we become a better listener, B, we go with a giving attitude, and third most, just be yourself. Yeah. You could be as sophisticated as Vinita ma'am, or as uncouth a person like what I am right now. So it doesn't matter. All that you need to deliver is your enthusiasm to say that, dude, I have done a lot of great things with Jeunesse. You can also do it. So that's step number one, to connect with the person. Now, I have not spoken to you about how to present it. I have not spoken to you about how to which PPT to show. You show anything. You have a very beautiful slide, but if you don't present it well, it will not work. So this is point number one. The second way to do thing is that, uh, a lot of people say, is that when you dress up well, you make a very positive impact on your own self first. So try and dress up as well as possible, because it gives you a very positive energy on your own self. If you look nice to your own self when you leave your house, you will feel that you will be more energetic and confident in dealing with the person. So all these points that I've discussed right now leads to only one thing, is confidence about your own self. When you have confidence about your own self, you will have whatever you say about the product, it will be more impactful. If you're stumbling in your head, inside your head, you will stumble outside. For example, there are times, like I will give an example of today's meeting. um, I was struggling. I confused one of the points, and rather than feeling bad about it, I continued the meeting, because I am also not entitled to know 100 by 100 things in this short span of time. But the person sitting in front of me does not know anything about us. So I know so much more than him. So even if I make a mistake, that's all right. You're not trying to give a false information. You may be confused about certain points, but all that you are required to do is to be clear and be confident about it. So you move on, you move forward is the principal thing. So number one, again, to just take it to the step two of this, be you, which is very important. Number two in this, bring some passion. Number three is have a strong posture. So when you do this, you will see a lot of difference happen. Don't go with a receiving attitude. You are here to give somebody a good opportunity. Go with this attitude and you will succeed much, much more. The second thing in this step number two is a, a, a very simple thing, is a formula. Everything is very systematic. Every industry, like what I've learned and what I've seen in various industries, I've been into government industry, I've been into technology. I've seen every industry has a pattern of doing things, and you can't change that pattern. So if you want to be successful in the MLM industry, learn how a successful MLM person has done before and follow him. It is not aping him. It is following a person who has succeeded, and that's a quicker and faster way of learning also. So one thing that a very few 7 points which have been written is that when you meet a prospect, you need to, don't be in a attitude to say that you have all the time in the world for him here. If you don't respect your time, the prospect will not respect your time. So like in today's meeting in the afternoon, I was late by half an hour. So I was feeling very guilty. But what I found was that the prospect was even later. So, it doesn't give me the authority to be late next time. But if you respect your time, the prospect will respect your time. So there is one way that the author of the book, GoPro, Eric, has mentioned, is that be in a hurry. Go there for a minute, for a stipulated time, give your presentation, ask him, figure out what the problem is, give him a solution, and say that, okay, I'll connect with you later. So when a person pretends or says that, okay, I have a limited time period for you, the person in front of you also respects you. If you deal with the person who says, okay, I have the complete day for you, so what the person will do is do all his knickknacks, do everything along the day as it passes. On the contrary, if I tell Sang, I've got only 1 hour for you, so Sang and me will have a very pointed discussion about what we had to discuss, and we will go to the next engagement. So that is point number one. Be in a hurry, have respect towards your time. Second thing, what they say when you connect to a person is to compliment. For example, I have not seen Beatrice. Now, let's say Beatrice meets me for the first time, and she's wearing a very wonderful watch. And if I say, Beatrice, you are wearing a very nice wristwatch, what that will break is an ice between each other. So a compliment is being liked by anyone, whether it's Vinita ma'am, whether it's Sang, whether it's Ashwani, whether it's rest of the people in the group, and anyone will like a compliment. So why would a prospect not like a compliment? So always greet a person with a smile and with a genuine compliment. You don't need to just make a compliment just for the heck of it. Compliment a person. So this is maybe sounding very shallow for you, shallow to all of you, but it makes a lot of difference. Believe you me, if you tell any girl that you're looking nice, uh, she's broken right there. If you tell a man, oh, you are looking younger than your age these days, he will be out of the way. He'll tell you, okay, fine, okay. He'll give you half an hour more to listen to you, man. Right then and there, he'll give you half an hour more. So try this, you will succeed. The third point is you need to make the invitation that would you like to that I have an opportunity. Would you like to listen to it? Now, when you present it like this, the other person would take you seriously. When you start fumbling, the other person will not take you seriously. You say that, okay, I called you, I discussed with you that I wanted to meet you, or if you speak to him on the phone, you say, I have an opportunity for you and I would like to discuss. So when you say in this manner, the way I have spoken, you will realize that a person sitting or listening to you will realize that he is the person to gain. So anybody who listens that there is an opportunity to gain, he gives you time to listen. So engage with the person in a manner that you are about to give. So the minute you do that, you will again have penetrated with the person to a certain degree further. The next point what it comes is that when you deal with the prospect, don't start with just your presentation immediately. Ask him what he does. Where is he? If he's open to actually discussing his problem into his business or what he is doing, if he is able to tell something about him in terms of yes, I was doing MLM earlier. So if you get to hear this, if you figure out that he's doing a business ask him more about the business. If a lady is a housewife, ask what she does and what can be done and what she wanted to do if she wasn't a housewife. So these are the things which actually again break the ice with the person. Unless you break the ice, it will never happen. So after having done this, obviously the second step is to give the presentation. Now, when you do the presentation, you must realize that uh, is a person who has come to you is already in MLM, or is he a fresh person? He's doing business, or if he's doing a job. So once you realize it, you must kind of if, like, for example, I'll give you an example. Let's say a person who's absolutely new in the MLM and a person who's already into MLM. A person who's new into MLM, you will have to tell him to start with that what is MLM and why MLM. However, a person who's already working in MLM, he knows the process. He knows it probably better than you. Must be having more people under him than you. So you don't teach him how to do the job. You tell him what is the difference between you tell him what are the plus points in his in Jeunesse. So once you tell him what is the good point in Jeunesse, he will start comparing those good points with the points of his company. However, a new person has no reference point, so you need to explain that in a MLM business, this is how you accumulate the points. Once the points are accumulated, this is how you redeem the points. So there is a difference in the way you deal with a person. Um, am I? Are we on? But I hope I'm not giving you too much information too fast, guys.
It's okay. It's
Sir,
good.
please let me know if I'm giving too. Yeah, if I'm giving too much information too fast. Okay. So
It's
the
okay.
second thing that comes is that the second thing that comes in this matter is that after you have given him a presentation, there will be certain points which he or she will have um, in terms of his doubts. So the a very similar reaction that happens is that once you go with the person, he would say that yes, I have understood it. Please give me some time. And the like what you do in any business, like for example, if any a lot of people here are working, uh, how do we conclude a meeting, the first session with any person? We make some action points that okay, fine, we have understood this. These are my action points. Action point would mean that I would do something and the other person would do something. The same way you need to do with people whom you meet. You don't need to, you need to have an agenda for the next contact. If you meet a person and if you don't close it with the next time, 99.9% the lead is lost. Because there is a very large chance that today the person is not very receptive to the idea. But if you're able to ask him that, okay, let's say I'll give you an example here again. Let's say you met a person, you explained him the point, and you said, okay, I'll send you the details. Uh, would you be able to read it? 99.9% the person will say, yes, of course, I'll read it. The best way as a professional will say, okay, what time would be the best time to reconnect with you? So once you ask him that, he will, in his own mind, figure out a time to give to you and make sure that you connect with him. This is the mistake that sometimes I also do. There were four people whom I was supposed to connect on Saturday, and I got busy and I did not connect with them. But I made sure that I first apologized to them today and then connected to them. But if I would have connected with them yesterday, uh, I would have sounded and come across as a more professional person. So keep a diary, put your appointments there, and be on time with them, because that is what is the point of contacts. In a different way, we say exposures. You need to finish one exposure with a prospect with a firm time for the next exposure. Unless you do that, trust me, the person is gone because you have not kept him engaged. Because here the point is to keep a person engaged. If you don't keep a person engaged, like in a direct marketing also, you lose the customer. So it's very, very, very crucial that um, you keep the person engaged for the next meeting. So once you have the next meeting, he would have read it or he would have not read it. Repeat this cycle once more. Believe you me, what it gives an impression to the person is that you are seriously following with him and it's a serious business for you. So once he or she realizes that it is a serious business for you, that means that it must be giving you something. That is why you are so serious about it. Why would Sung do something if Sung would not gain something out of it? Likewise, why would Puneet do something if he is not gaining something out of it? So everybody is trying to do something to gain something out of it, and that is how a person, uh, respects it also. The other thing that you need to do, as I mentioned in the beginning, respect your time. If you are supposed to be talking to him for 2 minutes, disengage after 2 minutes. Don't keep a lengthy conversation. Don't have a chit chat. The prospects are not your friends to begin with. You are doing business with them. Once they are your customers, you can have a personal relationship also, but not in the beginning. You need to treat them professionally. The minute you become over friendly with them, uh, you can actually say so. This is how you deal with uh, people who are. This is how you deal with the people here. Now, uh, there is people keep asking me one question is that how do we classify leads? Now, classification of leads as done in any marketing, we basically classify a lead as a cold lead or a warm lead or a hot lead. So again, do the very simple maths here. Again, do the simple classification here. You find somebody more interested, put them in the hot lead. If you find a person who has a lukewarm response, you keep him into a warm lead. The person is a little cold, keep him in the cold lead, but do not close it. You will be surprised that 90% of your cold leads, once they see you doing something, they will convert themselves because everybody wants to um, have a comfortable life. So, point that comes here is do not close onto anyone in this industry. Don't close anyone with a rude statement or in a manner that you can't connect with a person. So if a person is not interested, just say great, fantastic. So we'll connect sometime later. Whenever you are in India, connect with me, or whenever you are in Delhi, connect with me, or whenever you are in Gurgaon, whichever the closest thing is, connect with me. Let's have a cup of coffee and just be in touch. So broadly, what I'm just trying to tell you is just be in touch because you never know what a person can actually what a person might turn out to be. Like for example, we met a rather very simple looking bloke today and very simple looking guy, but he has achieved a decent level in his company. But what we realized was that you don't need to be a very you don't I did not have to judge him by the way he was dressed up. I did not want to judge him by the way he was talking. I wanted to judge him by the way he knew his subject. So I was very happy to see that he knew his subject very well, probably more than me. So always and always when you meet somebody, try and pick up the better ones, because if you kind of close the subject, um, you will lose a big opportunity sometime. Yeah. So in this way, again, as I said, the first classification is breaking down into hot lead, warm lead, cold lead. This is the first classification. Based on that, there is another way to deal with people is that, as I said, there is a direct approach, indirect approach, a super indirect approach. Now, this is a very nice classification which is there, which you will be very happy to hear, is what is a direct approach? Now, and whom you should be dealing with in direct approach. A direct approach is to be dealt with most of the people whom you don't know. Would simply mean, direct would mean you go to the point. That Sang, my name is Puneet. I deal with the company from US. This is what the company does. This is what it presents. This is what is the financial opportunity. This is what you have to do. So if you're keen, kindly let me know, and so that we can take to the next level. Set up an appointment for the next exposure and move on. That means a person who does not know you, you can go directly on him. The second approach is going slightly indirect. For example, if I need to go and present this opportunity to my father. Now, I will not go and tell him that dad, it's a very good company or very good product. Because the minute I say this to him, his standard dialogue would be, "You are an excellent salesman, Puneet. You can sell anything to anyone. So please don't sell it to me." So that means I've lost my father as a prospect forever. So I would go to him or my very close friend to say that, "Yeah, I have come across a company of US which does XYZ, has these XYZ benefits. What do you say?" So when a person has listened to you, you have done the same thing of what you did with the direct approach, but in a manner that you are asking for opinion. So any friend, your father, your relatives would always want to be in a position to give to you, because that's the desire in a relationship, that I should be on the top to give into the relationship. So when you do that, you will find that most of your close friends get convinced while listening to you only. You will be surprised that in certain ways where I failed in a direct approach, when I address the same person in a indirect manner, uh, I got a very good response, because I said, "Yeah, I'm very sorry. I went straight to you that day, but can you just help me? I'm a little confused. I took this opportunity. I have invested, not sure whether to continue or not." So even if you have done a mistake the first time, you can uh, kind of go back to the same person with an indirect approach. Anybody whom you go and approach for giving guidance, largely if a person likes you and he knows you, he will definitely give you time. The third approach where they say is a super indirect approach. Now, super indirect approach would simply mean that you go to a person to say that, "Dude, I'm doing something. I know this is not meant for you, but do you know somebody who can do this?" So he'll say, "What is it? Tell me." He said, "No, this is not for you. Don't even bother about it." So the more you deny the information to him, the more he gets interested. So that's also the trick of the trade. Now, a lot of people succeed like this. A lot of people succeed like this because when you go to a friend of yours and you say that, "No, it's not meant for you. Do you know somebody who's working in MLM?" He says, "No, I want to hear this opportunity. I see you doing good. I see a lot of pics of you in Facebook these days. What are you doing?" So that is the third way of handling it. One is a direct approach for absolute strangers. In indirect approach for people whom you know slightly. Super indirect approach, the people whom you know really well, where you really don't want to where you really don't want to give him even 1% of a leeway into your business. So all these are the various ways to connect and give your opinion to the person. For example, we'll take in an example again here. Direct approach, anybody who's a stranger whom you find as from the Facebook or from anyone. Indirect approach would be your colleague or something, and as I said, even your father, even your close relatives. Super indirect approach would be somebody very close to you and whom you really want because you realize that he has a lot of potential, and this is how you deal with the very close ones. So these are the ways to connect with the prospects. Now, when you actually uh, connect with the prospects, please, just to repeat once more, be on the giving end. Never, never, never be on the receiving end. Please realize that you have an opportunity which is by far so much better than what this industry is to offer, and by far so much better than anyone else that has. Jeunesse has a positioning of being number one in India as far as the global companies are there. There are some Indian companies also into it, but Jeunesse is offering a nice range of very nice range of products, rather I would say, and a very good compensation plan, which is not short term. It's a long term plan, does not have short term gains, but once you are into it, it gives you a long term gain. So we were all calculating today the short term gain companies and the long term gain companies, and we realized that it is better to be connected with a company who has a long term vision than a short term vision. So this is the step number two, which is uh, connecting to the prospects. So, Sang, should we take questions? It's it's not a one-day job to finish this.
Yeah, you can make it quick.
No, they are no. They are okay. The third way is presenting your product and opportunity to the prospects. Now, as I again said, don't be a hunter. Be a consultant. Be a guide. The again, let's say I need to present my package. What is most important is um, uh, the company, and even more important for the person is you. So when you introduce yourself, give them a background and a bit of a story. Now, story does not mean that a fabricated or a wrong story. Say that this is what you were doing, and give them a reason, an actual reason as to why you are doing MLM now. Each one of us, whether it's Ashwini, whether it's Sang, or whether it's Vinita ma'am, whether it's me, uh, we all have a reason of coming into this industry. None of us are here just for making a short-term gain. So when you actually be a consultant to them and be a guide to them, and you present them with your perspective, and then you start with the presentation, he will realize that yes, you are one among the person, like you are similar to him. Normally what happens is that you will see a person from a company and very nicely dressed up with a suit and a tie, and he comes with a single point agenda to present his company's product or services. Whereas here, you don't have to do that. If you do like this, what you might gain him, but you will lose his connections, because you can connect with him as a with the being cold hearted, but when you deal with him and close with him with a warm heart and understanding his problems, you will have him working for you. Now, working for you means that he will help you connect with more people. So you need to connect with the person. In this industry, the only thing is important is connecting with the person. Once you connect with the person, the game is mostly done. So again, which the skill says, or the step says, presenting your product and your opportunity. Now, one more thing that is very important, which I realized during my discussions and everything, that I was presenting my products, the company's products, to a doctor the other day, and and I started to talk to him about, mm, in terms of, I was trying to be trying to be sounding learned and expert about the stem cells. And after my third statement, he asked me a question which I had no clue about. Um, So I then had to very tactfully handle it and said, "Oh, I'm very sorry. I just forgot I was dealing with a doctor." So I think there's so much that I don't know. So let me not tell you what stem cells are. Let me tell you what we are doing with the product. So I had to save my presentation or my day that day with him by not being an expert. So believe you me, neither one of us that are attending this meeting are experts on the product. We might know a product a little better than the other. For example, Vinita ma'am knows the product so much better than the rest of us right now, but she's still not an expert. She's trying to gather information, present it to the people. But if we all try to become like Vinita ma'am and try to become like experts to the level that she is right now, we will end up making a fool of ourselves. So don't do something which you don't know. So don't present yourself as an expert because you're not. You're not an expert in chromosomes. You're not an expert in stem cells. You're not an expert in telling what is the composition of a product. Be specific about certain good points about the products and focus on the opportunity. Neither one of us who are attending this meeting at 12 o'clock and listening to me is bothered about the product right now. We want to use the product because the products are very nice. But more than that, we want to have a comfortable life which will come out of a business opportunity. So focus on what the user it is. If it's an end user, focus on the product categories. If it's a business opportunity user, focus on the business opportunity and be wise to differentiate between the two. If you have it is not even a girl and a boy. If you have a boy who's looking at a product category like instantly ageless to look nice to go to a party, don't tell him to join the business. If you have an housewife who wants to look nice, sell her the product. If you have somebody who wants to take care of his health, uh, sell him reserve. Don't even bother to tell him about luminescence to say that I have other products also. I'm sending you the information. Be specific, be clear, so that you move on. Otherwise, you will end up sharing so much of information with a person that after 10 minutes, the person will stop listening to you. Like, that's what I'm just keeping telling Sangha, that I hope you guys are listening to me. But the fact is that we all as human beings have a 15 minutes attention span. After that, we need to be disconnected to reconnect again. So that's how people also are for. You still might listen to me because we are trying to understand and grow with each other. But as a prospect, he may not. So try and be precise and avoid being an expert. So this is one point. As I said, be a consultant. Of course, you need to be a consultant and a guide. More than a consultant, be a guide. The third thing is that um, you are actually trying to connect one person to an opportunity the way you were connected to an opportunity. So again, while being a guide, don't become the authority or the messenger, but you need to like a very nicely well said sentence is that when you're prospecting, you are the messenger, not the message. Get yourself out of the way and use a third party tool. Now, why I just repeated this complete sentence is that don't try and put words of what you have. Use what has worked for the rest and what the company has given you as a presentation or something. Because there is a way a complete presentation has been made by the company or our uplines because they have realized that this is the way a person understands it better. So don't become just be the messenger. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Learn what works for somebody else. Don't try to become an old stone age person where you're trying to learn how to light a fire with two stones. You have a lighter in your hand. You have a matchbox. You have different kind of lighters to light a cigarette or a lighter stove. So learn the fastest way to get into it. The second point is that uh, your story has to be interesting. Now, everybody is not a good orator. Everybody cannot make and tell stories as good as a other person. So if you're not a good orator, don't tell stories. Stick to the point, stick to the agenda, and move on. If you're a good orator, which you know yourself, then you might add some stories. Otherwise, don't get into stories. Stories just, make a fool of yourself unless you know how to do it well. So if you don't know how to do it well, rehearse with your wife or your friend or whosoever you want to rehearse with. Then make a fast one. Otherwise, don't do it. Be genuine. Third point when it comes is that when you're presenting in front of the group of people, presentation is very important, very 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 important. Like for example, I'm still trying to speak a lot of things in extempore, but I'm still going back to my laptop to make and read you something which I have spent time to gather or to consolidate. So use a tool to be precise and getting you back to the agenda. Otherwise, you will always lose the agenda. So this is by far what it goes when it says presenting your product and your prospects. The next point comes is following up with your prospects. Now, very very simple, very very clear. As a professional, as a housewife, as a let's say anyone, let's say as any person that you do in thing, whatever you do in life, you have to you have some things that you finish it in one go. There are certain things that you have to follow up either on your own self or somebody else to finish. The follow up could be once, twice, thrice, or it could be only once. So the most important thing, as I said earlier, follow up with your prospects. It's very important. Again, as I said, mentioned earlier, respect your time. The prospect will respect your time. You don't respect your time, prospect will not respect your time. So follow up with the prospect, have an agenda, have a point for the next meeting. Otherwise, it will not work because the prospect will feel that he's a salesman, he's here to sell. Now, as Eric said in this book that we are referring to again, which is GoPro, he says usually it takes about 4 to 6 exposures with each person before the person closes or agrees to join. And this is a very simple thing. For example, I'll give you a very simple example. For example, let's say I have put a campaign on Facebook and I get one lead. So the first contact is my campaign. Second contact is that when I send him or her a WhatsApp message. Third is when I call her. Fourth is when I call her for a meeting. Fifth is when I call her again for a meeting. Sixth is when I say, okay, I hope you're clear. Now let's take the next step of registering. So don't lose hope if a person does not get converted into with your first meeting. It may or may not happen. Keep yourself very open for minimum 3 to 6 exposures before you close. That is why you need to keep a diary. That is why you need to keep a follow-up calendar. Use an Excel chart, use mobile phones, use whatever is easy for you, but use it. Keep tab on things. This is the only way you will be able to close it. And believe you me, one thing remember, you must always remember, people like those people who follow up and pursue. Everybody wants attention. So when you actually pursue a person, he says he's spending time on me, he must be serious about the business. So don't be in a hurry. Have minimum 3 to 6 exposures with each person, because that way you will have a good person joining your team, not just anyone. Because we have a very good advantage of actually registering for free, we have realized that a person registers for free and does not do anything out of that. That means we are probably in a hurry to get him registered, but then we have not probably we have done a premature closure basically. So don't be in a hurry to do a premature closure because it will not work. Now, uh, the the second point and the last point in this particular topic is that uh, try and try and try and not be friends with the prospects. You know, be professional. When you be professional, you will realize that you will be able to close faster. The minute you get friendly with a person, um, it's very rare that you will be able to close the deal. So be very clear. You might share a drink or two. You might go for a cup of coffee. Like without taking name, we had loads of good time before we signed up. But then everybody is not as mature to handle this. Everybody will not take you speaking to him in a positive manner. He or she will feel that he's spending time with you or you are spending time with him to close him. So very less people would have the maturity to say that no, no, we are having good times together. So try and be professional in your dealings. You'll get a better result. And the because I said that you need minimum 3 to 6 uh, exposures. Uh, uh, it is very good. This is a very good process to follow 3 to 6, but condense the exposures. That means uh, don't keep one exposure in 1 week and second exposure in the second week, the third exposure in the third week, because this way you will lose the contact. A person, anyone will get busy with something else. So be on the case, be professional, ask him the time for the next exposure, try and condense the exposure to as much as you can, and after 3 or 4 exposures or 5 exposures, classify the lead, whether it's cold, warm, or hot. If it's cold, believe you me, leave it for some time. If it's warm, leave it for lesser time. If it's hot, pursue it. But don't just keep hammering the person. Nobody likes it. So if the person is not interested, send him a update which is good for, like I got an update from Sung that June has been the best month for Jeunesse. I did not forward it to anyone because it did not mean anything to me, because I wanted to ask Sung, what does good mean? Does it mean more sales, new products introduced? So get the right information and share so that a person is excited. Oh yes, he knows about a company which is doing good. So keep him entertained, but don't be persuasive about it. You must have the maturity to classify the leads. If you don't do that, you'll be wasting time, just purely wasting time. The next thing, which is the biggest problem that we faced in our MLM, is objections. Now, objections might be different from one country to the other, but largely when we classify, like for example, a very nice example that I always give to anyone, um, um, when there's a mother-in-law and a daughter-in-law. So whether the mother-in-law and a daughter-in-law is in India or whether it's in UK or it's in America, a very similar problem. The shades are different, but the problem remains the same. So that is why you find some Hollywood movies also addressing the subject. You will find some Bollywood movies addressing the subject. So a problem remains the same all over the world, because we are similar kind of human beings all over the world. We handle few situations so much similarly. Like for example, a certain part of the world is
Hello,
closer to the
hello,
way
hello.
we.
Hello, sorry to disturb you, Puneet. Please make it little like short. It's already 12:12 here, and like in other countries, more later. Please make it short. It's a request, humble request.
That is what I was telling Chang also.
Yeah,
Anyway,
please.
Sang, can we have the questions and maybe deal with this later, because it's 3 more points, and If you want me to just go through it, just reading it through, I can. Maybe I'll just read through it. Okay. Uh, the important bit that comes here is that the dealing with the objections. Now, objections are, as I said, very natural. You need to have. I'm just now reading it through the book. So, objections are questions, and objections are very natural. They You will find that a lot of people object only to sound intelligent. They also object because they don't want to sound easy. They want to pretend to be hard to get. They object because they don't want to be they want to be defensive, or they want to be offensive. This is a regular trend all over the world. So now the important bit here is to be to try and learn the tactics to overcome the objections. So there are two kind of large classification of objections. One is they have limiting beliefs in their abilities, or they have limiting beliefs in the network marketing. So now this is a very long topic, Sang. I don't think we should start this, because then this is very important. We should probably end this. I think it'll be better.
Because I want you to like just choose only one step and then make it clear, because we can continue.
Okay, so I'll just finish the objections and then we'll close this, because objection is a little longish topic. Anyway, so most important, why I don't want to take this topic in a hurry, but still I'll try and close it. Objections are natural. Anybody who does not want to do something, or does not why does a person object? A person objects only because either he does not know or he does not want to do it. So if he does not know, you have an easy person. If he does not want to do it, then you have a cold lead. So if you like what, for example, as I said, first set of problem is when a person has a limiting belief about himself. That means I don't have the money. It's not my thing. I'm not a salesperson. I don't know anyone. I'm too old or young to do this. I have no experience. Now, how do we handle this person? Very easy. Just relate to him. Everything sorts out the minute you relate to him. If you relate to him in terms of the fact that he doesn't have money, if you want to earn money, if you want to change your life, you may as well do something to do about it. Yeah. If you don't want to change your life, if you can't invest money, you're with the wrong set of person. So give him time to collect money and to say that, okay, if you want to, just tell him one very simple thing. If you want to change your life, this is what you need to do, and say it in a nicer way. I'm sounding a little upfront, but say it in a nicer way. When a person says it's not my thing, anything which is new has an opposition. When a person says I'm not a salesperson, definitely a person who has not done sales gets into MLM has an objection. Tell him that we are here to support you all the way through. That is how the binary hybrid plan works for this company. He says, I don't know anyone. I have addressed this point in the prospect section. You know everyone. I am too young or old to do this. I don't think anyone is too young or old to do this. The younger, the better. Even if you are 60 years old, you'll be surprised that when a 60-year-old man says that this product is good, people might listen to him more seriously than maybe what a 25-year-old boy would say. And they say it has no experience. Yes, experience comes from working, so there is no shortcut for experience. The second thing when it comes is that when people have limiting beliefs about the network marketing. Now people take network marketing.
Oh, Puneet, you there? Is maybe you press the mute button accidentally.
Hello, are you able to hear me?
Okay, you back. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, okay. So I'll just repeat once more. When people have some limiting beliefs about the network marketing business, it means that they don't know about MLM. So teach them about what MLM is all about. Give them a guide. Give them guidance. Once you tell them what marketing is all about, they will understand, and most of the people do. People have actually burned their money on something which are quick turnaround schemes like pyramid schemes. Now pyramid schemes and MLM schemes, or this hybrid plan, is differentiated by only one point. Some companies don't, they just exchange money. They don't offer anything in return. So they very simply classify under pyramid schemes. Like without taking example, for otherwise, like a company like ours, which is a product company, and using MLMS as a selling platform, we are not pyramid people. We are serious people who want to do business. Now, the last objection that we face in this is, how much are you making? Preeti also asked this question to Sang, is that a lot of people are asking how much is she making. Now, a very simple thing is that when you have started to work, there are some companies who offer quick gains. Jeunesse is not that company at all. Jeunesse takes time. You need to focus on building your 10 people, then your 20 people, and believe you me, the minute you make your 20 people, the game changes for you. So don't be in a hurry to explain the person about your incomings, because that is how the people have been fine-tuned for that. Tell them that this is how this company works. For example, few companies give quick turnarounds the second month itself or in 15 days itself. They are companies who are short-lived. They are companies who are giving more money than what they are than what you are investing. So anybody who gives you more money than what you have invested, you must put a question mark. How can a person give you 100 rupees when you have invested 100 rupees? It cannot happen. You need to give the person or any company some time to make your 100 into 200. It cannot happen in 2 months. Cannot happen in 3 months. It takes time. So don't be in a hurry to justify your incoming. There is your senior who has done, and being in the industry longer than you, he is the best example to give you. However, if a certain person is very insistent, then you need to be, in my personal opinion, being honest. But then if a person likes to have something to hear you, then each one to its own. But honestly, in very simple thing, Jeunesse is not the platform where you make quick money. It's a platform where you work hard for 3 months and then you make a very good amount of money. I was trying to make an Excel chart today about the earnings and everything, and I realized that after the third month, when the propagation and when the team builds up, the money shoots up beyond and beyond the expectation. For example, if you guys have realized that there is a capping on weekly cycles. Now, why would Wendy give a capping on a weekly cycle? Be intelligent to realize that there is a potential to do more. That's why there is a capping being done. So be sensible to understand what it is. Pick up the cues from the presentations that you have. Be very wise, because some companies give instant results and then they do a capping on monthly outputs. So this is what needs to be explained to people. Most importantly, learn about the various companies. Be sensible, learn about the various companies, so when you meet people, you're able to intelligently answer the person. So this is the basic thing between the thing, and then this topic also finishes. The last thing, as I said, Sang and Vinita ma'am, as I told you, that there are only these 7-8 objections in MLM company across the world. So if you're able to handle these 7-8 objections, you are through. There is no other objection that you have in the world here. It's a simple, pure, simple game which just runs on your confidence. You need to know how to handle the person in front, and these are the only objections. So if you know how to handle these objections, you have the world with you here. I think, Sang, we should not start the fifth and the sixth and the seventh right now. It's too late.
I know. We should put them to the next week. Okay.
Yes, I
Because
think
we
I'll
have
pick this
learned
topic up again on the. Hmm?
because we have learned so much tonight, and actually I have to say something about our situation right now as well,
Hmm.
because of as we know that our one of our leader have left our group. So uh, right now I got complained a lot that our team have worked in the different direction. And then actually I want to give you something that uh, as a teamwork we have to stay together, and then we will achieve together. As a company always said that we are one team, one family, one Jeunesse, because of we are only one team. Even we are the different like sponsor, you know, even sideline or uh, the person that you don't benefit, you need to help them with your heart, because of in the end, for example, if you are the the founder of the company, you will earn 2% of global sale anyway. So you need to help together, because of we are family. And think about it. If what about remember Mr. Chan about 2 weeks ago? Uh, uh, I don't benefit to him, and he don't benefit to me as well. But he willing to help me. And what about if one day you become a diamond, then company invite you to speak on the stage, and then you said, "Oh, I won't take this job because of my team won't benefit from my speech." So this is not family. This is not how this business or this network marketing work like this. We need to help each other to achieve. We have only one goal. We have to help each other. And then, for example, if you think about the branch, the 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 branches, you know, if there's only one branch, you can break it easily, right? But if you get the many branches and then you try to break it, it's not breakable. It's unbreakable, because of together we will get stronger. You know, is everyone with me right now?
Hmm. Yeah, yeah,
Because
absolutely.
I want everyone to discuss about this, and then we have to like like you doing this very well, because of you help Vanita, you help Pretty, okay, but uh, some people that said, why you have to help them for, because you're not in the same team, something like that. But uh, like I told you, we have to achieve this together. We are in the same team. At least you are my team together, you know. And then like I don't know who can say, if we strong, anyone outside our team cannot break us. And I want you to have like a regular weekly meeting. For example, like you told me, Puneet, every Wednesday, every Saturday. For
Yeah,
Saturday,
Friday, Saturday.
Friday.
Hmm. It was Friday. Yeah, no, we were thinking of Friday or Saturday because if we keep one meeting in the weekday and one meeting we can have on the weekends, so that people who can't come on the weekdays can come on the weekends.
But
And
Friday is weekday.
we also, yeah, one is Wednesday, one is a Wednesday, and one is a Saturday. Saturday is a weekend here, na? So people who work 5 days.
Yeah, because of I heard like group of the doctor can available on Saturday. Mhm.
Yes, yes.
And
So,
we need your help to together, Angle.
Yeah, yes, yes, yes. I'm there. I'm there.
You understand my point because of we are in the same team. You know, Angle got
Yeah,
help a lot from my side. Remember, Ashok used to help Anglu a lot. You know, even Anglu doesn't benefit to Ashok, something like that. But Ashok willing to help him. You know, because this is the how teamwork spirit work. You need to do this. Mhm. And then like we have to make the meeting regularly and weekly as a as the must, because even in Thailand I have to go to the meeting every Tuesday. It's the must. It's the first priority for doing network marketing. Even you don't have any prospect, even you don't have anything to learn, but you have to go there to meet your friend, to meet the community, to gain your experience. Even you can switch your role to become a, a, a presenter, a guest speaker, a speaker, you know, switch the role. Mm, give them a job to involve with the meeting, something like that. Like in Thailand, there's some uh, people calling for the volunteer to be the this joker, the DJ, and the MC host, and looking for this guest to speak on the stage, to even like training people or give them the presentation for new people, something like that. Mhm. So I hope we can do it like every like Thailand, you know, the weekly meeting is the must. Mhm.
uh, see, the only idea, Sang, is that as you rightly said, if you don't come on the meetings, we don't share ideas, we don't share problems. So if we don't do that, we will not grow. Um we attended one of the meeting of somebody else in some other group, and what we realized was a very simple thing that we spoke when Dr. Aaron was here, is the teamwork. So there is no rocket science in this. If you learn something after 1 month of you know after 1 month that teamwork is important, or if you learn after 4 months or 6 months, whenever you learn, that is the starting point. But if you feel that you can work without a team, um, it is not possible, because even if you meet a prospect with two people, the prospect is more confident. When you meet prospect alone, the prospect is not confident. So it's always better to work in a team. Ankur, especially you, especially because you're on the other side. If you are there in the meeting, we will feel even more confident. you have a different set of experience to share with, and bring your people so that we can try and interact more. So if you want to change the timing of the meeting, place of the meeting, please be open for suggestions. We
So
can't
are we
accommodate. Sorry.
conducting meetings on regular basis? Puneet?
No, no. This time we conducted it for the first time on Friday.
Hello?
But we, hello.
Puneet, sorry to disturb you, sorry to interrupt you. I just wanted to know, are we conducting regular meetings every week?
Yes, we are trying. We tried this time on Friday, and we intend to do it on every Wednesday and Friday now, or Saturday. So we are not sure about Friday or Saturday,
Okay.
or Friday and Saturday. So we are trying to do at least two
And
meetings
what
in
is
a
the
week.
location that we have decided?
Location, we want to keep at least two meetings in Aerocity, or at least one meeting in Aerocity, Gurgaon, because we feel that when a person comes there with a prospect, the the logic that says if you get a prospect, and if a prospect is willing to come to Aerocity, he is willing to devote some time of his life, to come to an office. So there is a very high chance of his closure. When
And
you meet a
what
prospect
is
in
the
his,
timing that we have chosen?
sorry,
What is the timing that we have chosen for these meetings on these days?
usually it's between 11 and 5. So because the office shuts at 5. But even if a person wants to come late, we can all meet, we can accommodate. So it's all about, understanding each other. So once we throw the idea once we ask for a meeting on the group, please put in your opinions so that we can probably accommodate the timing according to everyone.
Hi,
Yeah.
sorry to disturb you on this. It's not about the comfort zone of everyone. It's about meeting. It's about like group meeting. So it should be compulsion for everyone. We have to decide one time, one day, and it should be compulsion for everyone. Everyone has to come. They are here for the business, not for the time pass. So if everybody is here for business, they should devote their time accordingly. Accordingly, like whatever it decided. Please, Sang, you decide that time, or whether it's Saturday. Like I'm comfortable with everything. Saturday is comfortable, like for everyone else also. I think so. So you should decide the time, and Aerocity is the point. So we have to meet there on the time you given to us, and we have to be there anyhow. We have to be there.
Preeti, the
It should
problem
be
that
like this.
no, no, but we understand your
Yeah,
point.
every other MLM are doing like this way only.
No, no, that's
There is
fine.
compulsion. There is compulsion. There is like
They,
not we are free on every day and every time. Whenever you feel like comfortable, I feel like comfortable. Accordingly, we'll go. No, there should be compulsion.
See, in a world of today, Preeti, a very less things work with compulsion. So as long as we can understand your perspective and Ankur's perspective, we can come to a common point. That would be a very good idea.
So
Yes, we should
everybody have their different opinions. So go accordingly to that. Like I'm comfortable coming
no,
on
that's fine.
three
I
o'clock
think
in the
Sang,
3 o'clock in the noon, and you want to come 11 o'clock in the
Sang,
morning.
I think
So
it's
everyone have
Preeti, just,
their own perspective.
Preeti, just a second. I think, Sang, it's a good idea that we fix up a time. And if a person is wanting to come a little late, especially if he wants to come at 3 or 5, that's fine. But there should be a slotted time between 11 and 5, because what we have realized is that it is very important that once we slot a time, people can uh, do the rest of the activity based on this meeting time. If you don't slot a time as we are discussing, everybody will be open for discussion always. So slot a time, and suggestion is one weekday and one weekend, so that everybody can come. If 2 days of a week, then it becomes a problem for with people who are working. So one day a week and one day on a weekend, I think that solves the problem for all of us. We don't need to meet more than 2 days. So you decide, Sung, and whatever you decide, just please float in the team, because it is important to follow. Ankur, I think it's a good idea to because you because but the, if if we're able to decide a time, we should all meet then. We should all
Right.
meet.
I am ready for that, but
Yeah.
actually, I don't know how did I miss that. But are
That's
these
all right. That's okay. This is
being
the first meeting. A lot of people missed it, but next time we really want people to come because it was it is not disappointing, but it is the fact that we can't have Sangh coming from Thailand for us to have regular meetings. That is the whole agenda. We must work together. The other
my
team.
question is that was it flashed on WhatsApp group that on this date we are going to conduct
Hanji,
this
it
meeting?
was,
Because
it was, it was, it was, it was, actually, it was.
then I'm sorry, I'm really sorry.
No,
I
no,
don't
that's
know
okay. You
how I
don't need to
missed
be
it.
sorry. The idea is that next this coming week onwards, Wednesday and either Friday, Saturday, we'll finalize in within. But the Sang just decide on Friday or Saturday because Nitin and the other doctors and other people who are working, they see Saturday is
Saturday,
better.
my request is that you please consider Saturday once in a week because that is the day when we can easily bring our prospects. On Friday, usually we won't be able to find our prospects to be there in these meetings.
I think Sang, please take a call on that. I think it will be better that you do one weekday and one weekend.
Saturday will
So
come.
that'll be good.
Saturday,
Saturday sounds good too, but to me, Saturday is a good idea for I think Rena, Preeti, Vanita, Meena, all those
okay.
people who I can talk for. I think Saturday is fine for us as well. But Sang, you take the call. You take the final call and let's decide because Saturday works for a few people like Ankur and Nitin. Weekdays work for us, so which is fine. Either
See,
ways,
fact is this that because we are a distributor and active member working with Jeunesse, so we are ready to come anytime. But the point is also that we come with our prospects.
नहीं ये
And
पहले तो first important thing is that a lot of things that we need to teach to each other. So first is to have two meetings for each other, and then you
okay,
can keep adding as many prospects as you want to add. Yeah.
so for that, Wednesday is okay for me. I don't have any problem. But when it comes to bringing a prospect with us, I think Saturday is the right date. This is my suggestion. Rest I leave on you.
There is a
Then,
very there's a gentleman called Ashok Kumar who's there who his team really presents the thing very well. So we thought that we can take his permission and have our leads attend that meeting. So he does meetings on Wednesdays and Fridays. So it is worth attending, Ankur. It is worth attending. Sang, it's a very nice way of
okay, let's see. Let's see.
yeah.
I won't say.
Yeah, just let's
I'm
keep
okay
trying,
with
Ankur. I'm
with
sure
Friday.
we'll
I
do
should
good.
not confront. Let's see. Okay, let us at least start the routine. I'm ready for Wednesday and Friday as well.
Yeah. So, Sang, I think you please take a final call and just please let us know so that we can be there, please.
Okay, so it should be 11 to 2, 11 to 14, 11 o'clock until 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Wednesday and Saturday. Because of on the Saturday, the office will be closed on 2, right?
Yeah, 2 o'clock, yes.
So the should be start
Okay.
something like that.
Yeah, let's start with it at least. This,
Yeah, let's start. Yes, I think Vinita ma'am, you're right. Let's start.
Yeah, it
Yes.
sounds good. At least something will start now.
Yeah. I completely agree with you. So I think let's start. Let's start. I think it'll be a very good idea because it is. I think it's very easy to say that somebody else is better, but we are new. We can be better than them. We just need to be
yeah.
just working on that.
So just give it 1 week, and next week we'll see whether it's Friday or Saturday then, as comfortable to everybody.
Yeah,
And
because this. Yeah.
hello.
Yeah.
Hanji ma'am, we are all listening to you. Yeah, we're listening to you.
Yeah, I'm not able to hear actually.
No, no, ma'am, we are listening to you. We are listening to you. Please tell.
Yeah.
Please say.
Well, I'm not able to listen to you, so it's funny actually. Just speaking. It's Okay, so let it be Wednesday and Saturday for this week,
Thank you so much.
right? And next week we can see Wednesday and Friday or Saturday, whatever suits everybody.
Yeah,
So we'll take that call next week. I think that's
Right.
better.
Right.
that sounds fair. That sounds fair.
I
Because
agree.
otherwise, yeah, because otherwise we will never come up to a conclusion for
And
anything like
absolutely.
this.
Mhm.
Yeah. So the time is from 11:30. I think we start. Would that be okay?
Perfectly
Yeah.
fine. Perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So from 11:30 we should be there. It
No,
if a
we
person
expect
comes
11 to
late.
2 and we start meeting on 11.
Sorry.
11 to 2 is the
Okay.
timing.
Okay.
And 11:30 we
All
start the
right.
seminar or whatever presentation or meeting, whatever you call.
Fine.
So like 30
Fine.
minutes
Fine.
for us to get settled down, and then we start.
Yes. Right. 11 to 2.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So there's, I think, Vinita ma'am. So what needs to be done is that because
Hello.
Wednesday, hello, are you able to hear us? Hello, she's not
Yes.
able to hear us. Ankur and
Hi.
Ankur, I think we need to book the meeting room if we need to have a meeting. Because I think
Okay. I'll do
for
that.
Wednesdays and Fridays, Dr. Ashok Kumar has pre-booked it for all the weeks. So we need to check what is the time available.
Hmm.
So unless we have the time available, what's the point in going there and sitting outside? Because for few times he will allow us to get the prospects into his meetings, but after some time he may say no. So we have to plan based on the availability of the meeting room
Meeting
also.
room.
Yeah, because we must learn how he presents. Maybe 2 3 meetings we can attend, and then we must learn how to do it ourselves. So
So
that is important.
For this Wednesday, Puneet ji, are you going to speak to Ashok ji for this, or shall I drop a mail to customer service to block the room on Wednesday in
No, I
between?
think just ask customer care and just you have our mail IDs or not. I'll forward you my mail ID and the rest, or you forward me the mail ID of yours. I'll just send you a mail with the rest of the people also.
Okay.
So just ask a mail to the customer care what time is available, and then we can finalize the timing then.
Okay. So
Because
for
sitting
just
outside um, um, makes less bit of a sense because yes, you're not able to speak and discuss outside. It's good to discuss with the
okay. So
prospect,
for
but not with.
tomorrow, please give me time until tomorrow. I will get in touch with the customer service for coming Tuesday, and I'll update you all on WhatsApp group that what is the time.
Hanji, 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 Hanji.
Is
Let's
that okay?
let's please do that. Yes, please do that.
Puneet, but Wednesday is already booked.
No, but what is
You
the
know,
time? I don't know. No, I don't know the time.
he it's from 12 o'clock.
अच्छा तो फिर मतलब see, so are we expecting to hijack his meeting room? Because
No, no, Wednesday, let's go at 11 o'clock. Let's all meet up, call the prospects, let them go in and see. See, presentation is a presentation. Really
Right.
doesn't matter. So
Mm-hmm.
once they see this presentation, then we can come out and sit with them and talk separately.
If we have to learn
I'm just
something,
hoping
we
that
have
he
to learn
allows us.
something from them.
He will
They,
not. He will not say no.
yeah, he never say no.
I
No, it's
hope,
not
yeah.
that. It's not that he never says no because you've just been once. But end of the day, ठीक है, we can just go once, twice, thrice. Yeah, but it doesn't look nice that a team. We are a separate team, so it's always better to
Yeah,
present our own
but
team in a special way.
we have to learn something from others also.
Yes, yes.
Till the time like today, we are not working together, so we
Mm.
have to learn how is the team working. What is the teamwork? We should learn this first.
Mhm. So let's keep a week or so like
Month
this,
of
and then we will see.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's better.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds good.
Yeah. Mm. And
Okay.
then Saturday, where do we meet? And how do we
Again,
meet? Now, again, it's Saturday. Now we need to book a room for Saturday.
Yeah, we can book
hmm.
that. Huh? They are booking for
Yes,
they book for Wednesday and Fridays. So Saturday is open.
yes, yes. Saturday is open. If we have a prospect or we don't have a prospect, doesn't matter.
We have
We
to
be
come.
there.
Yeah,
we be there, and we, if there is no prospect, it's okay. We can come, we can talk, we can understand how to present ourselves.
sure.
Sure.
We can learn that part at least.
Ankur,
Yes.
Ankur, I think
Yes.
you should take the lead of the booking of the rooms here. Let there be one person in the group to do the things consistently.
Okay. I will do
And
that.
otherwise, what will happen is that between all of us, something will get lost here.
Okay,
So
I
you
will do
take
that.
charge.
I'll try first for Wednesday tomorrow. In case if I get it on Wednesday, that is fine. Or else I'll definitely try to fix it for Saturday.
Hanji, Hanji,
However,
just you take the lead of booking the rooms so that then we communicate with you on the rooms. So there is one person on the rooms. Then um,
yeah, ठीक
it
है,
becomes
ठीक है.
it becomes easier that way for you and for all of us actually.
Sang, ठीक है, ठीक है.
Okay. Um,
I think
so
Sang
Sang,
getting.
no, Sang
Hey
understand.
Sang, hi, hello.
Hi.
Sang, are you sleeping?
No,
Sang,
Sang,
I'm
hi.
listening. I'm
Sang,
listening.
I said ठीक है, ठीक है.
You're quiet.
Sang, I said ठीक है, ठीक है.
ठीक है.
ठीक है, ठीक है. चलो
ठीक है.
अच्छा,
चलो.
अच्छा.
चलो
हाँ,
चलो गुड
आजा
नाइट.
आजा आजा आजा
Call everybody. Aja,
आजा
aja.
अच्छा
आजा
लगा.
आजा आजा.
Okay, so
अच्छा लगा.
tomorrow
चलो.
responsibility and I'll probably update you
कांटा लगा.
all.
यहाँ कांटा लगा.
Great.
All right, so we have a
No.
conclusion. We do.
Yes. And yes.
All right, so I want someone in this group like make a conclusion and send into the group. Okay, maybe send privately to me and then I will send it to the group.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
and all right, so I hope this meeting is really effect and really meaningful. Okay, so thank you so
Yes.
much for coming tonight meeting, and then see you next week, and call me anytime if you have any question. All right, so love you.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You and I need a presentation for my prospect Puneetji. Please work it out fast. He is after my life, asking again and again. Give it to me. Give it to me. It's like that. अगर वो भाग गया ना
हथौड़ा लेके पुनीत के पीछे.
हाँ वो कहेगा इनके पास कुछ है ही नहीं बताने के लिए.
Tell Sang, it's very important. This is
So
very important.
Sang and me are working on it already. We have gotten something. We just need to convert it into an
You have
Excel.
to work fast.
That's it.
You have to work
It
fast.
has to be done fast because
We are working in a different manner. We have to get the data. We have got the data. Just to brief both of you, relax. Just to brief
Perfectly
both of. Ek minute. Let me just brief you. We have already have the data. We have collated it.
listen
Sang
to
has
me
sent
also
me.
now. I am agreed on your point, but the point is we are creating some kind of bad impression on other companies.
There is nothing bad impression. You have to realize is that we don't have the data ready. We can't go back to him with the wrong
This
data
is the thing, we don't have data ready. We are talking about a global company and we don't have data ready.
because we don't work like that.
Yeah, we are not working like that,
We are
but
not
why we are
working
not
like that.
working like that? This is not
Because
the
because it
excuse.
is not required. It is not required. We are people who don't work on level incomes
It's
don't need to know about the level
people who
incomes.
are not working with other MLM companies. It is required for the people who are working with other MLM companies. So
I
everybody
complete.
needs data. The people who are working with other companies, other MLM plans, they need data. They believe us on only on data. They don't ask anything else. They need to know about the business. They need about data. They need only data. So please prepare that.
I think I should pass the Excel to you to make it actually, no. So I'll forward to the Excel chart. You actually finish it for us. Otherwise, be patient, please. We are
Training कर
making
ली
the
तो
data.
definitely मैं
We'll
वो
make
कर
the
लेती.
data till the time I am not convinced about the data. It will not come from me. We are making the data. It will come to you because it has to go to everybody. There are 20 people who have asked me that if they want to invest 10 people, what is the earning capacity? So please be patient. It's a thing that we need to make it for 2 people, 5 people, 10 people. People are talking, if you have 500 people, what is the earning? You can't you have to have a very logical data. Sang has sent me his input. I have sent my input to Sang. We have to collate the data and send it to you. Vinita ma'am and Preeti and Ankur sir, we are making the data for doing a comparative analysis for the rest of the companies. The other company talks about the pair income. They talk about the level income. We talk about first sale bonus. We talk about team commission. So the terminologies are different. The earnings are the same. So we need to just do a correlation on that. It is not about that I don't have the data. It is very much available. It just needs to be cross-checked. So I need some time to cross-check it. So just be patient till tomorrow evening. You will have the data with you, or maybe tomorrow afternoon.
Thank you.
Yeah. So just be patient, and believe you me, I have given you such a big lecture about if you behave like so much, giving importance so much to a person, he will never come to you. So give him that time that you will come back to him after 24 hours. And believe me, people will respect you for that. So give him that time. I never told him that I was sitting there. I didn't tell him that I will give the data in 2 hours. I told him I'll get back to him. So I was very clear in my commitment. So don't take the pressure and if you want me to speak to him, I'll speak to him. So that's not a problem. Wait for the data so that the data is correct. The data has to be correct. The data has to be correct. That is most important. Okay.
Okay.
Hello.
Okay, now let's say good night to each other.
Yeah, I think it's better.
All right.
So,
Sang, what's the time there? What's the time there?
I think so. It's
2:22.
2:30.
2:24.
Okay, great.
so
You're about to fall down.
No, I'm
everybody's
listening.
about to fall down.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So thank you for coming, and good night. And
All right. Good night.
see you
Talk
at the
tomorrow.
top. Okay. And
Yes.
wish you all the best. Good night.
Bye.
Thank you.
Good night.
Bye bye.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.